Okay, example 3. Find the quadratic equation y equal ax squared plus bx plus c that passes through the following 3 points. Okay, so we're going to have to solve a system here, but we're going to use matrices in the end to find our solution, and then we are going to check our answer using our TI, our calculator. So with that being said, let's get started. Well, here's our equation, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite that in this form. Ax squared plus bx plus c equal y. So all I've done is I've just changed it so that it's actually in the form of our matrices. Because what we really want is to find the coefficients of A, the coefficient of B, and we know the coefficient of C is 1. And we'll have y because each one of these points is an xy point. So using -2 and 23, I'm going to plug -2 in right here. So I'm going to have -2 squared times a plus -2 times x plus c equals 23. So if you can see, as you can see, I plugged x in here, I plugged x in here, and I plugged y in here. Now, you might wonder, how come I can do this? Well, because this problem tells me that this is on my graph, this point is on my graph, and this point is on my graph. If I know those 3 points are on my graph, then I can plug in for x, and I can plug in for y. So what does that give me? That gives me 4a minus 2b plus c equals 23. Okay, so I have my equation 1. This is E1. Next, I'm going to use 1, -7. And now that you've seen the process, I'm going to plug 1 in for x squared. So what's 1 squared? It's just 1a. Plug 1 in for x, I get plus b. And I have a plus c, and my y is 7 negative. Okay, so pretty simple, yeah? This is E2. Finally, I'm going to use -3 and 49. I'm going to take -3 and I'm going to plug it in right here and square it. What's -3 squared? It's 9a. -3 in for x gives me minus 3b. There is no x to plug in for c, and my y value is 49. So this is E3, and these are my 3 equations that I'm working with. And from our last example, all we're going to do now is we're going to write out our augmented matrix, which is a 3 by 4. So what does that mean, Mr. Sterling? That means take the coefficients of equation 1, 4, -2, 1, and 23. Okay? So 4, -2, 1, and 23. Okay? Augmented matrix. This is A, B, C, and Y. Okay? Now, coefficients of A, B, and C, and the solution of Y. 1, 1, 1, -7 is equation 2. 9, -3, 1, and 49 is equation 3. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to take your calculator and I want you to go to your matrix, okay? Go to your matrices and go to edit and go to a 3, whatever your 3 by 4 is. Mine's in B. Hit enter and plug in your values. Now, mine are already in there. But once you finish writing in your matrices, and then once you type in your matrix, before you solve your matrix, you better listen well. You want to go and look at your columns. 4, 1, 9, -2, 1, -3, 1, 1, 1, and then I'm just going to arrow all the way across, and check my final row or final column, 23, negative 749. If you don't do this and you miss a negative sign, and by the way, that negative sign right there is this key right here. Whoops, not high enough. Is this key right here. Do not use that for negative. This has to be negative. Your calculator can't read it. Now, once you have this done, then all you can do is second, and you're going to quit and go to your home screen, okay? And so I've already done some solving, and so have you, I think. So now we're gonna hit second and your enter key, which brings the last entry up. And as you can see, it brings up our REFB. I hit enter, and that is my solution. So what I'm looking for when you turn your homework into me for this week, homework 1 and homework 2, I want to see this in your homework. You're going to write out all these steps, okay? You have to show your work and you have to send it to me. Otherwise, you don't get full credit. No work, no credit, just like in class, okay? We're all home. We're all bored. We have time. We have 2 assignments for the week. We're going to do systems of 3 today, and tomorrow I'm going to cover application problems involving systems of 2 and systems of 3, and you'll see how that goes. I'm going to introduce them today. So this is your identity matrix. This is your solutions. This says that A equal 4 and B equal 6, negative 6, and C equal negative 5. Okay, so you might be wondering, what does that mean? Well, here's what it means. It means y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Well, I have a, b, and c. So y equals 4x squared minus 6x plus 5. Okay? This is my solution. However, as confident as I am, and as confident as you may feel, what I want you to do is take your calculator, and I want you to go to your Y editor, and I want you to type it in. 4x squared minus 6x plus 5. Minus 5. Now, see why we write everything down? Because when we make a silly mistake, this is a negative 5. Negative 5. Minus 5. Minus 5. Everything checks. Once you have it typed into your editor, excuse me, I want you to go to your table. So second table, and I want you to go in and I want you to plug in negative 2. And when you plug in negative 2, you better get 23. And when you get to that, you know you're pretty confident that 1 is going to be negative 7 and negative 3 is going to be 49. And now you are finished. All right. 3 down, 2 to go.